devotional service. Krishna says, to whatever extent someone surrenders to me, I will give them reward to that extent. Here, the reward is not any material benefits. The reward which Krishna will give us is more devotional services. He will notice that our material activities, we will notice that our material activities will reduce and it will be more of spiritual activities. So, why is it so important to do devotional service? The reason for this is because if our consciousness becomes more and more pure, then we become eternally blissful. The happiness comes from within, and our dependency for external happiness and pleasure gets reduced. Then we will become Atmanam, that is self satisfied. The example given here is like fish being in the water. As soon as a fish is in the water, it's very, very happy. In the same way, our whole sense of belonging is being with Krishna because we are part and parcels of Krishna. Thus, we should all engage with all the senses in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are thousands of books out there. If reading them does not take us closer to Krishna, then there is no point in doing that activity. But if reading just one book or doing any activity takes us close to Krishna, then that is the activity we should all do. The word bhajati is very significant in this verse. In many places, the word bhajati is expressed in relationship with the service of the Supreme Lord. If a person is engaged in full Krishna consciousness in the devotional service of the Lord, it is to be understood that he has understood all the Vedic knowledge. If anyone, after speculating for thousands and thousands of lives, if they don't come to the point to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then that is just a waste of all these years, and the life is just useless, and it's just a waste of time. And Prabhu also explained the difference between doubting and questioning. When we challenge the authenticity of the subject, then it is a doubt. But when we want to understand the topic and want to increase more knowledge on that topic, then it is questioning. We then discussed the importance of submissive hearing and also heard a story related to reading the Bhagavad Gita, how important it is. The story was related to two Brahmanas arguing about a coconut falling and how they keep arguing why the coconut fell. But then there's a third person who comes and just takes the coconut away and gets benefit of it. The moral of the story is, what is the use of arguing and debating when the knowledge without purpose is useless? Like, what is the point when you keep discussing something when it's not leading you to anywhere? In the same way, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita should help us towards serving the Lord and chanting. It should help us develop the latent devotional service towards the Lord. There are many commentaries of Bhagavad Gita before Srila Prabhupada wrote the Bhagavad Gita translation and purport. But Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita potency is such that thousands of people have become devotees after reading Bhagavad Gita. It's very important for us to read Bhagavad Gita regularly and applying the knowledge gained from reading Bhagavad Gita, and that is the purpose of reading the Bhagavad Gita. This concludes the summary of the last class. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Ramataji. Excellent summary. So with that, we are going to move on to the today's class. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 11, and verse 23. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I'm going to read the Sanskrit. Please repeat after me. Purusho Ramacharitam Shravanir Upadarayan Andri Samsaya Paro Rajan Karma Bandher Vimuchate. Purusho Ramacharitam Shravanir Upadarayan Andri Samsaya Paro Rajan Karma Bandher Vimuchate. Purusho Ramacharitam
Ramacharitam
Shravanir Upadarayan
Shravanir Upadharayan
Andri Samsaya Paro Rajan
Andra Samsaya Parorajan
Karma Bandher Vimuchyate.
Karma Bandher Vimuchyate.
Anybody would like to try?
I can do it.
Yes, Naman.
Puruso Rama Charitam Shravanayar Upadharayan Ansray Masya Paro Rajan Karma Bandhar Vimuchte.
Very good, Naman. Excellent.
I can go next, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhakar Prabhu.
Purusho Ramacharitam Sravanair Upadharayan Andra Samsaya Paro Rajan Karma Bandhayar Vimuchyate.
Fantastic, Prabhu. Thank you.
I'll go next, Prabhuji.
Yes, Preeti Mataji. Yeah.
Purusho Ramacharitam Shravane Rupadharayan Anishanse Parorajan Karma Bandhe Virmuchyate.
Excellent, Mataji. Thank you.
Can I go?
Yes, Mataji.
Purusho Ramacharitam Shravane Upadaram Anu Shanshaya Paro Rajan Karma Bandhar Vimuchite.
Very good, Mataji. Thank you. Kailash Prabhu, you want to go next?
Yes, sure, I can go. Thank you.
Yes.
Purusho Ramacharitam Shravane Rupadarayan Anushya Shay Parorajan Karma Bande Muchyate.
Excellent, Prabhu. Thank you. We can take one more.
Can we try, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Purusho Ramacharitam Sarvani Rupadayan Anrasansa Parorajan Karma Bandhar Vimuchyate.
Excellent. And Amit Prabhu, you want to try, Prabhu? I saw you unmuting.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu.
Yes, please.
Purusho Ramacharitam Shravaner Upadharayam Andra Sanshay Paro Rajan Karma Bandher Vimuchyate.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation: O King Parikshit, anyone who orally receives the narrations concerning the characteristics of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and thus be liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities. So please read the purport, vedabase.com, Srimad Bhagavatam 9th Canto, 11th chapter, 23rd verse. It's a beautiful purport Srila Prabhupada has written. So with that, I'm going to offer prayers to my spiritual master and start the class. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Sakshurun Militam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So this sloka describes the importance of hearing about Lord Ram's pastimes. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains, in the material world, everyone is envious of someone else. It's a very strong statement. So, and Prabhupada says, and also the sloka says, it is the greatest disease of the conditioned soul. Then the solution is also given in this verse. That, so, because if you read the pastimes of the Lord, then that purifies our heart and takes away the envy from our heart. That's the important point. That is given in this verse. If you look at it, one of the reasons Ramayana happened is because of the envy of Manthara. Manthara was very envious of Lord Ram. She was very envious of Mother Kaushalya. And she was able to plant that envy in Kaikeyi. She came to Kaikeyi and said, Kaikeyi, you are a stupid woman. You know, this is what is going to happen. Kausalya is going to be more powerful because she will be the Rajamata, because Lord Ram is going to be the king. So then you will be like a servant to Kausalya. So like that, Manthara was able to transfer her envy to Kaikeyi. And, then Kaikeyi acted in a way that, that sent Ram and Mother Sita to the forest. So we can understand from this, this is the power of bad association. If someone is envious, they can plant the envy in our heart also. So you have to be very, very careful. And I don't know if I spoke about that. If you have envy, there are three problems comes. If you are envious of somebody, there are three things that we do. If you are envious, anybody remembers that? I said it in one of the classes. No? So let me explain that. It's very easy to remember. If you're envious, we'll do three things. One is loss of intelligence. Our intelligence will be lost. So we do not know what we are doing. We'll just go with that, whatever the mind says, because we are very envious of the other person. Number one. Number two, we'll become a stone-hearted person. The heart becomes stone, meaning the heart will be all the compassion, kindness, politeness, all those things will be dried up. The heart will become like a stone. That is second problem happens. The third is destructive action. The loss of intelligence, your heart becomes like a stone, then you will do something which will be very destructive to ourselves and also to others. So you can remember like this, LSD. If you're envious, loss of intelligence, stone-hearted, and destructive action. This is what we do. You can see exactly that's what Kaikeyi did. Kaikeyi loved Lord Ram so much, but because Manthara was able to transfer her envy to Kaikeyi, Kaikeyi lost her intelligence. Then she becomes stone-hearted. Then destructive action. She sent Lord Ram to forest. This is Kaikeyi, but we have to think about it in our own life, the self-application. This is what we do. So this the first lesson is the power of bad association. If somebody has envy, they can give it to us. Somebody is very greedy, they can give the greed to us. If somebody is very lusty, they can give the lust to us. So we have to be very, very careful. But in Ramayana, the Lord, Supreme Lord showed us by his personal example how one should act according to religious principles in all circumstances. Yes, circumstances will come, we may have to, people will expect us to not follow dharma or deviate from the principles of dharma and things like that, but we have to stick with it. And that's what Lord Ram showed us by his personal example. He is the perfect son, perfect brother, perfect husband, perfect king. That is Lord Ram. And Rama is filled with the exemplary behavior of course, the Lord and also his associates. That's important. They all show ideal examples, right? Mother Sita shows the ideal of chaste wife, what it means to be a wife. Chaste wife. That is Mother Sita is an example. Lakshman and Bharata, of faithful brothers, what it means to be a brother actually. And Lord Ram showed what it means to be a fantastic good friend for Sugriva. The entire Ramayana is filled with these exemplary behaviors of great personalities and of course the Lord himself for us to learn from, for us to, it meant to, we are meant to follow those things. That is the idea of Ramayana. So anyway, by hearing the glorious pastimes of Lord Ram, our hearts will be cleansed of envy. That is the benediction given in this verse, if you read this translation. So I'm going to give a little bit backdrop of Ramayana. Then I'm going to talk about some, I know all of you know Ramayana, so I'm not going to go through the entire Ramayana. Instead, I'm going to talk about some beautiful pastimes of Lord Ram and Mother Sita and what lessons we can learn from. So that is going to be the format of today's class. So Ramayana begins with Valmiki Ramayana, begins with a description of sage Valmiki. Valmiki is in his ashram, surrounded by his disciples. At the time, great sage Narada appeared. He visits Valmiki ashram. Then Valmiki paid obeisances to Narada. He's a guru. Then he asked some questions to Narada. He asked, who is the most powerful personality residing on this planet? That's the first question Valmiki asked. Then he asked, who is the ideal human being in this world? Then he asked, who is that one can provide protection to every living entities in this world? He asked that question. Then he asked, who is the personality that all of us should worship and attain liberation? Narada Muni provided one answer. He said, Lord Ram is the supreme personality of Godhead residing on this planet. He is the abode of all auspicious qualities. Anyone who comes in contact with him becomes attracted to him, and his glories are so attractive, and his pastimes are all also attractive. So Narada Muni just, by saying this, he departed from Valmiki's ashram. So in one sense, Narada Muni spoke Ramayana in 100 verses in synopsis to Valmiki. That's the inspiration Valmiki got from Narada. Narada was, Valmiki was very much entertained by that spiritual association of Narada. Then the noon came. It will become noon. So Valmiki remembered that he has to take bath and chant his Gayatri mantra. So he went to Tamasa river, which is close by his ashram. He entered the river, and he was very fascinated by the atmosphere of the river and the surrounding. The water was so clean, blue in color, and it was surrounded by trees, birds, chirping, etc. And he went with his very good student, Varadaraj Rishi. Then he told his disciple that, look at this water. The river is so clean as the mind of the saint. The saint's mind also very clean. There is no contamination at all. Then at the time, Valmiki Rishi was taking bath, and he saw two crownchair birds, the cranes. And they were nicely playing with each other. There's a male and female birds. Bird, and they were nicely playing with each other, showing affection for each other and things like that. So Valmiki Maharishi told his student, see how God has placed, how Krishna has placed affection in all living entities, so they're able to love each other. So while Valmiki was praising the atmosphere, and out of the blue an hunter came from nowhere. He just came and he shot an arrow at the male bird. The male bird died on the spot. Upon seeing this, the female bird started to scream out of sorrow and agony, because these crownchair birds are very loyal and very chaste. Actually, they will just stay with the partner for the rest of the life. So when Valmiki Maharishi was watching this, and the scene suddenly changed the mood of Valmiki Maharishi. He was in a very sattvic mood, and when he saw this, such a cruel act, he got disturbed a little bit. Because, so generally people say Ramayana is mythology. But if you read Valmiki Ramayana, there's excruciating details of everything is given. Even this bird, the crownchair bird, how loyal they were, and things like that is described. And we can see that in modern world also, those kind of birds exist. They live with the partner for the rest of the life. So Ramayana is not a mythology. It's a fact. So therefore, Valmiki Maharishi said that killing this male bird, this hunter made this female bird helpless and shelterless. So Valmiki just, he was very upset and he cursed the hunter. Automatically, there was a curse came out of Valmiki's mouth. And it came in a very perfect meter, inside a meter. And Valmiki cursed the hunter, saying that you caused so much violence to this female bird, and the female bird also died after some time. So you are going to suffer in the hell eternally. That's the curse came from Valmiki's mouth. So the first lesson for us to learn here is, at least observe here, is that the compassion leads to anger towards those who caused violence. The compassion, we might be compassionate, very kind to people, but if somebody comes and disturbs that, then we get angry at them. The violence means it's not just a physical violence only. Violence means physical violence, emotional violence, spiritual violence. All these things are violence according to Vedic scriptures. So Valmiki Maharishi was compassionate, but that turned into anger because somebody caused violence to these innocent birds. So anyway, after taking bath in this Tamasa river, Valmiki Maharishi started to walk back to his ashram. And when he reached the ashram, Lord Brahma appeared in front of Valmiki. And he said, oh, my dear Valmiki, the time has come for you to compose the glories of the Supreme Lord, Sri Ramachandra. The time has come. Now you have to write that. And he said, okay, I can write. But then he said, the meter you should use is the meter you use to curse the hunter. It came from your mouth. Same meter, you should glorify the Supreme Lord. So then Valmiki Maharishi sat and just did the meditation, deep meditation. Then he started to envision the Lord's pastime and composed 24,000 verses of Ramayana. 24,000 verses. Another lesson for all of us to learn here is that though Valmiki Maharishi is a Maharishi, is a great sage and very powerful, intelligent, great scholar, and extremely devotional. But you can see he will always act in submission to the spiritual authority. So Brahma is a spiritual authority, Narada is spiritual authority, senior devotees. He accepted them, he submits to them. Although Valmiki is so qualified, he did not act independently. So that is the biggest lesson for all of us to learn. Sometimes, even if you go to school or college or wherever it is, if you want to learn from the teacher, we have to be submissive. We cannot be challenging. We are challenging, then we cannot learn. You have to be submissive. So that is something we can learn from Valmiki Maharishi. So if we do that, we will progress in our life, spiritual life especially. So if you fulfill the instructions of the spiritual authorities, we make a very fast advancement. So with that said, I'm going to say a few pastimes, beautiful pastimes, and what lessons we can learn. So first I'm going to talk about Mother Sita in Ashoka Vatika. So there's a wonderful pastime of Mother Sita. When she was kept, Ravana kidnapped Mother Sita and kept her in Ashoka Vatika. It is explained that on one hand, Mother Sita was feeling the fire of separation from Lord Ram. Every moment is like for her, it's like a burning in the fire without Lord Ram. So she had become like Valmiki Maharishi explains that she became like a lotus flower in the evening. If you see lotus flower in the morning, it's fully blown and it's all looking so wonderful because of the sunlight. In the evening, the sunlight is gone, so the lotus just it closes everything and looks very not so good. So similarly, Sita was just in Ashoka Vatika. She was sitting on the ground. She was constantly absorbed in remembrance of the Lord. So sometimes Ravana will come, he'll come time to time and should show how great he is to Mother Sita. So you'll tell, hey, I have fought with Indra and I won. I have shaken up the Meru Parvat. Meru Parvat is one of the biggest Parvat. He used to say that, I used to shake Meru Parvat. So that much strength I have. And Ravana would come and tell about, how great he is and things like that, just to persuade Mother Sita. Ravana would also say, why are you sitting on the ground, Mother Sita? He won't say mother, he will say Sita. Why are you sitting on the ground? Why are you wearing the dirty clothes? Because Mother Sita did not have any interest at all. She was living like a living dead kind of. She was wearing a dirty clothes. She won't eat anything. She was thinking about Lord Rama all the time. But Ravana will come and say, you have to sit in the chair. You have to wear nice clothes, and you will bring all the ornaments. You will ask her to wear, and he will say that you should become my royal queen. If you become my royal queen, I'll give you the most precious jewelry in the entire world, the most expensive clothes I can give you, the most beautiful garlands I'll put on you. You have to just marry me and sit next to me. That's what Ravana would ask. Then he would say that I have got so many beautiful women from all over the world. I kidnapped them. I brought them here. I will make all of them your servant. You are the only queen. Like that, he used to say all these things, the flowery words. But Mother Sita would turn her face away from Ravana. She doesn't even want to see him. Not even want to hear him. Then sometimes Ravana will get angry and he will threaten her. I will give you 1 year period. You have to change your mind and you need to act according to my wish. Otherwise, I will cut you into pieces and I will feed you. I'll feed your body to all these Rakshashis. They will eat your flesh. Like that, that's such a cruel way. Will explain that. So even after Ravana goes away, the Rakshashis will come who are guarding Sita, who try to persuade Mother Sita, saying that, hey, you are a foolish woman. Ravana is the most powerful man, very wealthy man, and you should accept him and things like that. One thing was that the more Mother Sita was away from Ram, the more she was tortured by Ravana, the more she became morose and she became very weak because she stopped eating. She said, I'm not going to eat anything because Lord Ram is my life and soul. So she has started to become very weak and weak and weak. Brahma and Indra are watching this. Brahmaji is watching it and Indra is also watching. Then Brahma called Indra and told that it is very nice that as per our plan, Ravana has stolen Mother Sita and taken her to Lanka. Now Ram is going to come to Lanka and kill Ravana. So that is the plan. Because Ravana is such a bad, evil person, the demon. So Lord is going to come and kill him. So Everything is going as per the plan. But there is a small problem. That's what Brahma was telling Indra. Does anybody know what Brahma said to Indra? No? Okay, I'll tell you this. This is what Brahma said. So, Brahma said that, say, Ram is going to come and kill, but we want Sita to be alive. It seems to me that Sita is getting more and more worried, and she's not eating, she stopped eating, and she may leave her body, meaning she may die. Of course, Mother Sita is goddess of fortune. She may leave her body. So we have to make sure that she will not die until Lord Ram comes. Otherwise, Lord Ram will not come. So we need to make sure that Sita is alive. So he asked Indra, why don't you go and give Mother Sita the heavenly sweet rice? The sweet rice is that if you eat that sweet rice, you won't feel thirsty, you won't feel hungry, you won't feel tiredness. It will keep you fresh all the time. Think about it. No, it's a celestial sweet rice. So Brahma asked Indra, go and give this to Mother Sita somehow convince her to eat this one. So Indra said, okay, I will do it. That's a good point. So Indra carried the sweet rice, and along with Nidra Devi. You know who Nidra Devi is from the name? Anybody? Okay. So,
Goddess of sleep.
sorry, Mataji, can you go ahead?
Goddess of sleep.
That is correct. Its name itself says that, right? It puts to sleep. We are getting sleep. That is because of Nidra Devi's blessing, actually. So Nidra Devi and Indra, they both came to Lanka to meet Mother Sita. So Nidra Devi, she puts all the Rakshashis to sleep, the gods to sleep. Then Indra changed his form to a Brahmana and came with a pot to Mother Sita and said, I'm a Brahmana, so this is a prasadam for you, sweet rice. Mother Sita, please have it. You didn't eat anything. So Sita was very suspicious because she learned a lesson, right? Because Ravana came in the form of a mendicant, and that's how he kidnapped Mother Sita. So Mother Sita said, I'm not going to believe anybody in Lanka because Ravana has that power or the boon, so he can transform, he can change his forms. So she was very suspicious. Then she refused to accept the sweet rice. But Brahmana was very insistent. He said, no, you have to take, I'm not Ravana. So Mother Sita, please believe me, like that. So then she said, okay, if that is the case, she wanted the Brahmana to ascertain his identity. Tell me who are you? Tell me that. Then Brahmana transformed into Indra form. And he said, I'm Indra. I'm very worried about your health, Mother Sita. That's why I brought here. Lord Ram is going to come and save you, but you need to eat this. Like that. Then Sita accepted the sweet rice. She offered it to Lord Ram in her mind. Then she honored the sweet rice, meaning she ate it. So then she started to feel fresh and healthy and things like that. Then Brahma and all other devatas are very happy. Okay, Mother Sita is not going to die. So it's good. Lord Ram is going to come and kill Ravana. So there is a lesson. So generally, it is said that Lord, Scripture says it, and Krishna himself says it in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam, in all the Puranas, if you read, this point is very clearly mentioned. The Lord will see to the protection of his devotees. Very important. The devotee need not worry about one's own protection. Yes, Sita was not thinking about her eating or sleeping or any comfort. She was just completely in remembrance of the Supreme Lord, devotional remembrance. But the Lord arranged for her protection through Brahma and Indra. How? Lord is seated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. So he will give the inspiration. So he inspired Brahma, he inspired Indra to take care of Mother Sita. So when we constantly focused on serving the Lord will take care of our needs. Very, very important point. So that much faith we need to have. Okay. So that's about Mother Sita. Then I just want to talk a little bit about Lord Ram's pastime. So in fact, when Lord Ram was ordered by his father to go to forest, first thing Lord Ram did is he went to Mother Kaikeyi and he tells, my dear mother, why do you have to tell Dasarath, father, to ask me to go to forest? You should tell me directly and I would do it. That is Lord Ram's mood. Think about it, right? Kaikeyi is telling him to go to forest, but Lord Ram says, you should tell me directly, I will go. And Lord Ram continues and he says that I'll be the happiest person to see my brother, my dear brother Bharat, becoming the next king. I will surely fulfill your desire, Kaikeyi. Then he goes to Kausalya, his own mother, and to tell her that, Mom, I have to go to forest on the order of my father. Then Kausalya began to cry and said, it is not proper justice. How is that? I cannot let you go to forest, and I cannot live without you because you are my life and soul. That is Mother Kausalya talking to Lord Ram. She said, my dear Ram, you don't become the king, but stay in the palace with me. I cannot live without you. That is what mother's love is. Of course, father is also like the father's love also, but here mother's love is, let Bharata become the king. I don't care, but Lord Ram, you be with me. Don't become a king, but you be in the palace only with me. Then Mother Kaushalya gave a proposal. I will go to Kaikeyi. I'll convince Kaikeyi. I'll beg to Kaikeyi. Please don't send my son to forest. But Lord Ram stopped Kaushalya. He said that is not possible, Mom, because basically Lord Ram did not want to forego the instruction of the father. He said, I need to fulfill the order of my father at any cost. Please don't stop that. Give me that opportunity, that privilege to fulfill the orders of my father. So think about Lord Ram here, right? Such a respectful person. So we have to be very respectful to our parents. We have to be very respectful to elders, seniors, spiritually elevated people. So the lesson is, Lord Ram was teaching us that one should always follow the instructions of the superiors, starting with parents. Very important. That is a lesson we can learn from this one. Then Sita came there to that spot, because when Lord Ram was talking to Kaushalya was crying and all these things are happening. Mother Sita came there. And she said, I want to go with you. I am not going to stay in the palace. Lord Ram, I'll also come with you to the forest. She was so determined to go with Ram. But Lord Ram was convincing her. He said, no, Mother Sita, you should stay back. And you just to take care of yourself and take care of my parents. They are also old, actually. You have to take care of them. Sita said, what are you talking about, Ram? I cannot remain here alone. Then she quoted Shastra, saying that according to Shastras, man or unmarried woman or brother or son can remain alone. They have independent existence. But wife cannot remain alone. She does not have independent existence. This is in Shastra. So husband and wife should be together. So this is a Shastric injunction. Mother Sita was quoting this to Lord Ram. Ram was trying to pacify Sita, saying that forest will be very harsh for you, Mother Sita. You are a princess. You won't have, in forest, you won't get proper food. You won't have a proper place to sleep. There will be extreme cold, extreme heat, and wild animals will be there. It will be a very harsh condition, and I cannot see you suffer. I can tolerate this because I'm a Kshatriya king. But you are a princess. You cannot tolerate it. But Mother Sita said beautifully, said that I'll be happier in the midst of all these harsh conditions, hills, lakes, snakes, rivers, and forest, if you are by my side. I'll be the happiest woman. So she said, for a woman, being with a husband is being in heaven. Being without husband is going to hell. This is what for a woman, this is Shastric injunction. Mother Sita was quoting these things to Lord Ram. Then she said, if you leave me behind and go to forest, my dear Lord Ram, please understand this. I will consume poison and die, or I will enter the fire and die. I will not live without you. So then Lord Ram finally agreed. Okay, I cannot. I had to take my wife with me. So it took Mother Sita also with him. Here we can see the following lessons. The first lesson we can learn is Sita, as the wife of Ram, teaching us that she wants to be part of her husband, both in happiness and distress. Very important point. In the modern world, you see, When husband is very wealthy, the wife is there, or when wife is in a good condition, then husband is there. When there is some problem, then they leave each other. But so it's not that not just in happiness you are together. It's a duty of a wife to be with the husband, to support him when he is in distress also. Of course, vice versa is also true. Same applies to husband as well. So second lesson, wife's happiness lies on being with husband. She gets protection, respect, and spiritual elevation if she is with her husband. Same thing to the husband also. If he is with wife, he gets protection, respect, and spiritual elevation. So that is the Vedic culture. Of course, there are some exceptions given also when things are not working out and this and that, and so that is different. But Vedic culture is like this. So then Lord Ram, Sita, and Lakshman, they went to forest. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Then they are in Chitrakoot forest. There they met Atri Rishi, one of the powerful Rishi actually. Atri Rishi and his wife Anusuya. Many of you might have heard about them. So in fact, Lord Ram, Sita, and Lakshman, they go and meet Atri Rishi and Anusuya in their ashram. So Atri Rishi and Anusuya is like elderly. So they saw Lord Ram, Sita, and Lakshman as their children only. So they gave a very warm welcome to Lord Ram, Sita, and Lakshman. And of course, they all honored Prasadam or whatever. Then there was a beautiful conversation the conversations were happening between Atri Rishi and Ram and Lakshman. So that's one. The second is it's a separate conversation between Anusuya and Mother Sita. They were sitting separately and talking. The ladies were talking, all this, and the gents were talking separately. And I just want to focus on the discussion between Anusuya and Sita, Mother Sita. Anusuya is very older, being elder to Sita. She was telling many, many valuable lessons to Sita. So I'm going to cut short and give a couple of them. So Anusuya was telling Sita that your husband Ram is destined to live in the forest for 14 years. It is so nice of you, Sita, that you are accompanying him. She said that those who are unchaste wives, their hearts will always filled with the desire to enjoy different things of this world. So they would give up their husbands when husband is in poverty. So this is Anusuya telling Mother Sita. But you did not do it. You came with your husband. So that shows that you are a very chaste wife. That the duty of the chaste wife is always serve the husband at all times. And the duty of the husband is to always serve the wife. So this is Anusuya telling Sita. So then Sita started telling her that, she said that when I was growing up, my mom taught me the same thing. My mom gave me these values as well. And after my marriage, after getting married to Lord Ram, when I went to Kaushalya, my mother-in-law, she also taught me the same principles. And both my mom and my mother-in-law were following these principles. So I also followed their footsteps. So this is Mother Sita's humility. So the point is that we also need to teach the good values to our daughters and our sons. And it's a responsibility of a parent. And one of the ways you teach them is be following those principles. We inspire them by a personal example. Very, very important. Then Mother Sita, think about her humility. She started telling about Lord Ram's qualities to Anusuya. She said that, she made a beautiful statement. She said that what makes me to love Lord Ram and serve him, I want to serve him more and more every moment. My desire to love him and my love increases. My desire to serve him increases every moment. That is because of the following qualities. Then Mother Sita started talking about the husband's quality, the ideal husband's qualities. This is for all the husbands should take a note of these qualities. If you want wife to be like Sita, then we need to have these qualities. It's not one-way street. So the first thing, I'm going to give a shorter version of it. The 5 things she said about Lord Ram, which makes Sita love him so much. Every moment the love increases. And she wants to serve him all the time. The first one is Lord Ram is very capable. Capable means he's very talented. Whatever talent he has, he's really good in that. See, 2 things makes us indispensable or makes us like irresistible at workplace or any place wherever it is. The first is humility, second is talent. You don't need to have all the talents of the world. Whatever talent you have to be good at that, really good at that, sincere, and you have to be humble also. This combination makes us very likable by the managers, by the senior managers, by people, by the leaders. It is this works very well. So Lord Ram is that. He's very capable. He's very humble as well. So that's the first thing she said about Lord Ram. Second thing she said is Lord Ram controls his senses. He has complete control over his senses. Important point. If the person does not have control over the senses, they cannot achieve anything big in their life, because you are driven by the senses only. You see something and you want that. You want to hear something, and if you like something and you want to. So like whatever the senses tells you, whichever direction it pulls you, and we'll go in those direction only. So we cannot achieve anything worthwhile in life if we do not have control over our senses. So that's the second point she said. Ram has full control over his senses. The third thing she said is his mind is always set on the path of dharma. Very important point. He always follows the integral values. He always follows the spiritual principles. He always follows the principles of dharma. He never deviates. The mind always thinks like that. Very important point, because by default mind doesn't think about dharma. By default mind thinks about my enjoyment, my ego, my lust, my greed, my pride. That's all mind wants to feed. It doesn't matter whether it's dharma, dharmic or adharmic. It doesn't matter to the mind. But the person who practices spirituality, one who has complete control over the senses, one who has complete control over the mind, they always stay on course. They stay on the path of dharma. Dharmam rakshati rakshitaha. We don't need to be fearful of anybody if we follow dharma, because eventually Krishna is going to protect. Yeah, we may go through some ups and downs, some problems, but Krishna will protect at the end. Lord Ram will protect us at the end. So Lord Ram's mind is always set on the path of dharma. He cannot think outside of that. Third principle, third quality she said. The fourth is love for me. Sita is telling, Lord Ram's love for me is constant in the midst of ups and downs of life. Very important point. Lord Ram loved his wife constantly. Sometimes we show some love. Sometimes we are in a very good mood. We are very nice to our wives, or our wife or husband, whatever. But when we are not in a good mood, then we just scold them. We show our anger to them. We hurt their feelings. Lord Ram does not do. That's what Mother Sita is saying. His love is constant in midst of ups and downs of life. Number 4. Number 5 she said is love exceeds the love of my father and my mother. Very important point. Lord Ram's love for me exceeds the love my father and mother gave me. That's why I could not separate from him. I cannot even be 1 minute away from, or 1 moment away from Lord Ram, because he gives me so much love. So for that personality, I want to give everything. So this is Mother Sita. So this is for, so it is not that only that how wife should faithfully serve the husband, but husband also requires certain qualities, and he should serve wife as well. And these are the qualities Mother Sita said. These are the 5 qualities. It will make our wife completely fall in love and serve and things like that. Very important. This is what Mother Sita said. So now I just wanted to shift the gear a little bit. And of course, I just want to talk about also the important principles. Like, as I said, Lord Ram is an ideal husband, ideal son, and of course, ideal brother. And he's also an ideal friend, actually. So we need to learn about the friendship principles from Lord Ram. So I just want to talk about it, because the friendship is a very important component of our life. Everybody needs friends. It's very important. You need somebody to talk to, open your heart in confidence, reveal your heart, and things like that. It's very important for us. A friendship is an important component of our life. So, but in the modern world, people have a different understanding of what friendship is. So I'll tell you some of the understandings based on my experience and based on what I heard from people. People think that friend means one who gratifies my senses. Enemy means one who hurts my ego. If somebody hurts my ego, that person is the enemy. If somebody just gratifies my senses, makes me happy, feeds me this and that, then he is my friend. This is the general conception of friendship in the modern world. Some people think friend means one who always speaks sweetly to me, never disagrees with me, never says anything. Even if I do wrong, they say, oh, you are right, no problem, go for it. That's what friends means. Friendship means never disagrees with me. So one who always want to speaks what I want to hear, that is friend. This is our modern conception of friendship. And some people think friend means who never have lack of trust for me. In other words, a friend is one who always have full faith in me. This is a modern concept. Besides that, we have a lot of expectations for our friends, more than what we offer them in return. It always what I can get from them. What about giving to them? We never think about it. That is the modern, thinking of friendship. But in Ramayana, all these ideas of friendship are smashed to dust. Lord Ram defines what friendship means. Beautiful principles of friendship. If we follow it, we will have a long-lasting friendship in our life. If we need to have a sound understanding of friendship so we can make a lasting friendship. Some friendships are eternal. If spiritual friendships are eternal, life after life, all the way when you go back to the spiritual world, this friendship will be with us. So I'm going to narrate some pastimes of the Supreme Lord Ramachandra, and the lessons we can learn from him about the friendship. So the first is, of course, I'm going to fast forward and come to Sugriva and Lord Ram's meeting. So when they were walking, because Sita got kidnapped, Lord Ram and Lakshmana are looking for Sita and just walking deep in the forest. So at the time they came across a Rakshasa called Kabanda. Yeah, his name is Kabanda. So then of course there was a fight, and Lord Ram kills Kabanda, and from Kabanda's dead body, the celestial being came out, and he said, oh my dear Ram, you kill me, so I'm going to attain liberation, so thank you for that. But I want to tell you something for you. You would meet Sugriva, a person called Sugriva, the Vanara, in Kishkinda Kshetra, in Kishkinda forest. And he would help you find Mother Sita. So please go to Kishkinda. So that's what he said to Lord Ram. Then Ram and Lakshman started to walk towards Kishkinda Kshetra. So at the time, Sugriva was completely driven away by Kishkinda, but he was staying in Matunga Rishi's ashram in the outskirts of Kishkinda, because if he goes to Kishkinda, Vali is going to kill him. So Sugriva was in the hideout. So, but they were watching, all these Vanaras, Hanuman and other Vanaras with Sugriva. They all were, on the mountain and watching who is coming, if Vali is coming or not, like that. So they saw Sugriva and Hanuman and all. They saw that Lord Ram and Lakshman were walking. So then Sugriva got afraid. He thought that, okay, maybe Vali sent somebody to kill me, because Lord Ram and Lakshman, they are well built. They're like Kshatriyas, right? So well built, and they're wearing, they're holding bow and arrow and things like that. So Sugriva thought that, okay, they are coming here. They are coming here to kill me. So he sent Hanuman. Hanuman, go and find out who they were and why did they come here. So go and find out. Then Sugriva gave a strategy to Hanuman. Said that you go in front of them and just praise me. Oh, Sugriva is amazing. He is great. He's very powerful, like that, and see how they respond. If they respond negatively, that means they are sent by Vali. If they don't show much, you don't see any reaction or something, that means they are safe. So that's a strategy Sugriva told Hanuman. So then Hanuman went and met Lord Ram and Lakshman. So that's a beautiful meeting, but we don't have time for that. Then anyway, then Ram tells Hanumanji is asking, so please tell me, why did you guys come here? How did you know about Sugriva? Then Lord Ram tells that this is Kabanda who told us about Sugriva. I have come here to make friendship with Sugriva. Then Hanuman thought that, okay, this is safe. Now I can take Lord Ram and Lakshman to Sugriva. So he took them to Sugriva. So there is a beautiful meeting between Sugriva and Lord Ram. And they talk for some time and they develop a trust between each other, and there is a friendship formed actually. Then Sugriva promised Ram that, it's a beautiful promise he made, that Lord Ram, that your happiness will be mine, and Lord Ram, your sorrow will be my sorrow. This is what Sugriva said at the end of the meeting. So the lesson for us, the real friendship means you have to think like this: your happiness will be mine and your sorrow will be mine. Very important. So the point I'm making here is the friendship means commitment. Here you find the commitment is not just a verbal, or commitment is not just a mental, it is shown by action as well. Very important point to understand. If you want to have a lasting friendship with somebody, you're committed to the relationship no matter what. Excuse me. So the commitment. So sometimes people commit to us verbally, oh, I will take care of it, but nothing happens. Or sometimes it's a mental level commitment. That doesn't work. Commitment has to be verbal, it has to be mental, it has to be in action as well. Then there is a trust and there is a strong bonding between the friends. Then Sugriva told how Sugriva showed that by commitment. Sugriva told, so I'll come there. Then Sugriva told Lord Ram about his own situation. He said that Vali, took the kingdom, and more importantly, it took my wife also, Tara. Vali took my wife, and he insulted me, and he wanted to kill me. So I'm hiding here in Matunga Rishi's ashram, because Vali cannot enter the ashram because there's a standing curse. So Lord Ram assured him that, don't worry, I will help you with your situation also. So then Lord Ram said a beautiful statement. Lord Ram told Sugriva that service is the real fruit of friendship. Please note down this point. Service is the real fruit of friendship. We have to serve our friend. That's the real fruit of friendship. Then Ram said, friend means one should be in the mode of friendship and not in the mode of exploiting the other person. Very important. This is real friendship. This is not the modern definition. Service is the real fruit of friendship. This is Lord Ram telling Sugriva. And second point he made is that the friend means one should be in the mode of friendship, not in the mode of exploiting the other person. What can I get from the other person? Not in the mode of always taking from other. One should be in the mode of giving. When we give, we also get. That's law of material nature. But we are not driven by what I'm going to get out of this. We are driven by, this is my commitment to my friends, my friendship, and I am giving. If I get or not, I'm going to give. But it's whatever the help we can give according to our capacity. So we shouldn't expect anything in return. This is friendship defined by Lord Ram in Ramayana. Then Sugriva, after hearing about Sita, the Lord Ram was telling about Sita, how it got kidnapped and things like that. Sugriva promised Lord Ram that he would help Ram find Sita. See, this is what I'm talking about. He said, this is the commitment he's making, or promise he's making to Lord Ram, to his friend. There he was telling that it's not just verbal, it's not just a mental also. Then Sugriva talked about his plan. He said, I will send 4 teams. My men, I will not divide them into 4. I'll send them in, 1 team in each direction to find Mother Sita. Then Sugriva gave a very detailed description of the entire geography of the universe. Can you believe it? He's a Vanara. Lord Ram was surprised and he asked him, Sugriva, how did you know about the geography to this detail? Then he said, when Vali was chasing me, he wants to kill me, I was running to all these places to take shelter. So that's how I came to know about the geography and who is ruling where and things like that. So Sugriva did not give Lord Ram empty promise. Important. So the lesson for us to learn is we should not give empty promise to our friends. We should not say, okay, just out of sentiment or out of emotion and things like that. We should promise our friends according to our capacity and our capability. Yeah, sometimes we make a mistake. It's okay to tell that I made a mistake, and we correct and rectify it and move on. So that is friendship. So I'm going to talk about that point as well. So the lesson is we should not give empty promise to our friends, and we should not just say out of sentiment or emotion at the time. We should promise our friends according to our capacity and capability. We should not promise more than that. We should give our friends hope when they go through tough times, but not false hope, but real hope. That's exactly what Sugriva did for Lord Ram. So anyway, fast forwarding the story of Vali and Sugriva and the misunderstanding. So Sugriva thought that, Sugriva thought that the Vali was killed by Mayavi demon in the cave. So, Vali did not come out. So he closed the cave with a big boulder, and Sugriva came back to Kishkinta. Then all the elders of Kishkinta Kshetra, they told that, see, you need a king. Vali was a king, but now you are saying that he was killed. So now you should become a king of Kishkinta. Then upon the elders' advice, Sugriva became the king of Kishkinta. Then you know the story. After some time, Vali returned. When he came back, he saw that Sugriva is the king of Kishkinta. Vali got so mad, so angry at Sugriva. He said that you conspired to kill me so that you can take over the kingdom of Kishkinta. Now I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to kill you. So then Vali started to attack Sugriva and things like that. You know what Sugriva did? Upon seeing Vali, Sugriva just put his crown. He took his crown and he put it on the feet of the Vali and said that, I thought you were dead. That's why I took over this kingdom. Become a king. So now that you are back, please take your post of the king of Kishkinda back. But Vali did not want to hear Sugriva. Absolutely did not want to hear. He decided to kill Sugriva. He said that, I am convinced that you conspired to, kill me and take over the kingdom. I do not want to hear anything. I want your life. I want to kill you. That's all Vali did. Then, of course, there was a big battle between Sugriva and Vali. And of course, we all know Vali has a benediction. Whoever comes in front of him, he takes 50% of the strength. So nobody can technically defeat Vali. So Sugriva ran away to protect his life. Then Vali said, I'm going to take your wife. So he took Tara also forcibly. So the lesson for us to learn here, when there is a misunderstanding between two friends, the principle here is first seek to understand, then seek to be understood. Very important point. I'm going to repeat this. When there is a misunderstanding between two friends, if you have a misunderstanding with your friend, first we need to seek to understand, then seek to be understood. Here Vali did not want to hear anything from Sugriva at all. He had developed such a solid misunderstanding and he wanted to kill Sugriva at any cost. This is Vali. So coming back, after hearing the story of Sugriva, Lord Ram said, I will kill Vali and get your wife back. Because Sugriva was missing his wife. That is completely irreligious. At the time, it's very interesting. Sugriva was very doubtful of Lord Ram. You know that? Lord Ram's capability. But Lord Ram said, I will kill Vali and get your wife back. I will restore your life. Things like that. Sugriva was very doubtful of Ram's capability. He thought that because Vali is the most powerful man. So, but he was very honest about it. He honestly expressed his doubt to Lord Ram. He said, Lord Ram, I'm not sure that you can defeat Vali. Vali is very powerful. Because he was very son of Indra, and he has a special benediction and things like that. Then of course he tested Lord Ram, and Lord Ram, in the interest of time, I'm going to go a little faster. He asked Lord Ram to lift the Dumbubi skeleton and asked Lord Ram to poke the trees with the arrows and things. So Lord Ram did all these things and he satisfied Sugriva that Ram has a capability to kill Vali. So this is Lord Ram, the Supreme Lord. Because his friend has a doubt, he did not take it seriously. He said, okay, I'll clarify your doubt. And he clarified the doubt and Sugriva was very happy. So the lesson for us to learn here. So we can learn from this example that to have doubts about the capability of our friend should not be seen as enmity. Nothing wrong in that. Sometimes our friend says, are you sure you can do this? I don't think you can do it. We should not take it seriously. It's not that, because friendship means, yes, of course, there will be doubt, there will be faith, and it will be there. It should not be seen as, oh, this person is insulting me. I cannot talk to this person anymore. He's not my friend. She's not my friend. It doesn't work that way. Lord Ram is a supreme personality of Godhead. Who can challenge his prowess? But here his friend Sugriva saying, sorry, but I'm not sure if you're capable or not. Lord Ram did not take it personally. He said, no problem, I will prove it. Ram proved to him without getting hurt that he is capable. So similarly, when somebody doubts our talents or capability, especially our friends, we should not get angry. Instead, we should politely prove to them that what we can do it. So friendship means there will be joy sometimes, there will be sorrow sometimes, there will be doubt sometimes, there will be faith sometimes, but we just withstand it. That's friendship. If friendship is based on some transaction, based on some external things, it will break because you expect something and you won't get it, then it's gone. But it's a commitment, as I said. So then, by the advice of Ram, Sugriva went and called Vali for fight. Okay, Lord Ram said, I'll be hiding behind the tree and you fight with Vali and I will kill Vali. So Sugriva went and called for fight. Vali was very surprised. No, this Sugriva is such a coward man. How can he's coming and calling me for fight? Okay, then let's fight. So then Vali came. So while the fight was going on, one confusion happened because Lord Ram was not able to figure out who is Vali and who is Sugriva because they both look alike. So Ram could not do anything. So Vali was beating Sugriva badly, but Sugriva was wondering why Lord Ram is not doing anything. Because nobody can win Vali, right? He was beating him badly. Then Sugriva was about to die. Then he said, let me run away. I don't think Lord Ram is going to do something here. Then he ran to Matunga Rishi's ashram and Vali cannot enter the ashram because there is a curse. So Vali went back to his palace. And Sugriva was bleeding everywhere and he was having a severe pain. And Lord Ram and Lakshman came there. So here, Sugriva lost trust in Ram. Think about it. You said you are going to kill Vali. You did not kill. And I have been fighting and Vali is beating me like anything. You didn't do anything, Lord Ram. So now I lost trust in you. That's what Sugriva said. Then Lord Ram said, why I did not kill Vali? Because he said that I could not identify who is Vali and who is Sugriva because you both look alike. So then Sugriva said, oh, is that right? He said, yeah. Then Ram said, go for fight again. This time I will surely kill Vali. Sugriva said, how? Lord Ram said, I will give you a garland and you wear and go to the fight. Then Sugriva agreed and he went for fight again. Here we can see Sugriva put trust in Ram and went for fight. And Lord Ram was able to kill Vali second time. So the lesson for us to learn, it appears that Ram could not do the needful of his friend first time. He failed in one sense, apparently, in his commitment, in his promise. He lost the trust of his friend. So his friend lost trust in Ram, let us put it like that. But due to true friendship, Sugriva was able to rebuild the trust in Ram. Important point. Because Sugriva's and Lord Ram's friendship is true friendship. It's not based on some external things. So they're able to rebuild the trust. So friendship means rebuild trust once it is lost. That is a real relationship, real friendship. You should be able to rebuild that. If one adamantly does not want to be in the platform of trust because of his friend's accidental mistake or circumstantial mistake, there is no possibility of friendship. We have to really question that friendship. Because it is not based on any values or principles, it is based on something else. So we really need to question that kind of friendship. So friendship means, yes, people make mistake. There is circumstantial mistake, accidental mistake. We should be able to rebuild the trust. Then it is a spiritual friendship. It is based on some values. Then after Vali's death, I mean, I'm going to go a little faster. After Vali's death, Sugriva became the king. By then the rainy season started. Chaturmasya started. So Chaturmasya, we won't do something, we always sit in one place and read the scriptures and do vrat, like a Kartik month is one of the Chaturmasya period. We do a lot of spiritual practice and things like that. So Sugriva said to Ram that it's a rainy season, so let us take it easy. So Lord Ram and Lakshman, you guys do something, and I'm going to be in my kingdom. Once Chaturmasya rainy season is over, then we'll start our search for Mother Sita. So Sugriva went to the kingdom and he started to enjoy his royal life. And of course, Lord Ram and Lakshman went to Rishimukh mountain. Yeah, Rishimukh mountain near Hampi. Actually, it's a beautiful temple is there also. So Lord Ram and Lakshman stayed in the cave. And Sugriva was living in his palace, and he was enjoying all these things, royal opulence. Then rainy season passed. So Lord Ram and Lakshman are waiting. Okay, Sugriva is going to come and we'll start the search. But the autumn has set, but no sign of Sugriva coming. Then Lord Ram said, okay, now we need to remind him. He forgot. His friend forgot his promise. So Ram told Lakshman, to go and remind Sugriva of his commitment. I'm waiting. So anyway, Lakshman goes and there's a beautiful interaction. We don't have time, but Lakshman goes to Sugriva's palace with hangry disposition. At that time, Sugriva was fully drunk and he was enjoying all these, royal opulences. Then he met Lakshman. Lakshman told Sugriva that in Shastras, there is atonement for one who has killed the cow. It's a very important point. Even if you kill a cow, there is atonement given in Shastra. If you kill a Brahmana, there is atonement given. If you have stolen others' property, there is atonement given. But there is no atonement given for an ungrateful person. Very important point. You forget about what the other person has done for us and just, you go with your thing. There is no atonement at all. That's the biggest sin you can make. So Lakshman was quoting this to Sugriva. So then he said, according to Shastra, the ungrateful person deserves to be killed also in the extreme case. When Sugriva heard it, he said, my dear Lakshmana, please forgive me. I lost my senses in this enjoyment, opulence, pride and envy and lust and all these things. I lost myself. Now I came back to my senses. Let's go on. Let's go now and meet Lord Ram and we'll start our search immediately for Mother Sita. So when Ram, see, this is another beautiful, when Sugriva comes and meets Lord Ram in Rishimukh mountain in the cave, Lord Ram did not even show a small sign of dissatisfaction to Sugriva. See, that is the maturity in friendship. He never shouted at Sugriva. He never said anything harsh to him. He was just listening. And he was just asking, how is everything going, Sugriva? So here we can see that Ram fulfilled his promise to Sugriva, but Sugriva forgot about his promise to Lord Ram. Shastra says that if you forget to do something we promised, then it is a problem of our mind. But if you try to cover it up without accepting our mistakes, then it is a mistake of the heart. It's a very important point. Shastra says this. Let me repeat this. Shastra says that if you forget to do something we promised, then it's a mistake of our mind, because mind has so many things we forget sometimes. But if you try to cover it up without accepting our mistakes, then it is a mistake of our heart. That is a sin. In other words, that is cheating. That is exploiting the friendship, or that is being sinful. Here, Sugriva also was very honest. He accepted his mistake and rectified it. So Sugriva proved to Ram by sending his monkey army, all 4 directions to search for Mother Sita. And Lord Ram was very pleased with Sugriva actually. So it's already 6:44. I mean, we can keep on talking because these are wonderful pastimes and we can learn a lot of lessons. In the interest of time, I'm going to stop here and see if there are any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanvat Pranams.
Pranam, Prabhu.
Very nice class, Prabhu. Prabhu, what is the explanation given in the Shastra that Ram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He definitely knew who Vali is and who Sugriv is. So what is the explanation given that he did not kill Vali the first fight?
So sorry, Prabhu, I got distracted. Can you repeat, please? The question?
Prabhu, Sri Ramchandra is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Paramatma in everybody's heart. So he definitely knows who is Vali and who is Sugriv in the first fight. Yet he did not kill. So what is the explanation given in the Shastra that why did that happen?
I mean, this is that I talked about the friendship lesson. That's what he wants us to learn. Because when Lord Ram came, he did not have any of his supreme opulences with him. He was just like a normal human being, right? Because he wants to teach us that it's not that Lord with all the mighty powers, he can just deal with the situations of this life successfully. No, even if you're a normal human being, you can just deal with the situations in a very religious way according to religious principles. So he just acted. It's a pastime. So he's acting as a normal human being. And of course, he wants to teach a lesson also. So what it means to be a good friend, right? And Sugriva was able to rebuild the trust. And see, this is what Valmiki Maharishi is saying, how the friendship should be. So I think we should take it that way, Divanand Prabhu.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, Prabhu, in Tulsi Ramayan, there is a similar incident where Parvati ji actually, when Ram and Lakshman were wandering in the forest, weeping and crying for Sita Mataji, searching for Sita Mataji, Parvati ji says to Shiv ji that what's going on? Why is he behaving like normal human beings? He is Lord Almighty, and doubts that he is even Lord Almighty. So it is an interesting story that's told there also, similar to this.
Thank you, Namit Prabhu, for pointing out. I mean, Tulsi Ramayan is another brilliant narration of Ramayan from the devotion point of view. Thanks for that, Prabhu. Yes, I remember that. Prabhat Prabhu, yes?
Yes, Prabhu. I had one question. So we see two kind of somewhat apparently different characteristics exhibited by Lord Ram. One is that he wants to fulfill the promise of his father, even though it seems somewhat unfair. But later on, during the killing of Vali, he also makes the point that if somebody unfairly does some act, then it's okay to be unfair and kill him in a way which is not in conformity to the rules of war. And Krishna exemplifies this a lot during the war of Mahabharata. So I'm just a little confused as to what is really the learning for us.
Killing Vali.
Sorry?
Lord Ram killing Vali, hiding behind the tree.
Killing Vali and justifying it, saying that he did all unfair acts by himself. So there is no question of me needing to be fair in compliance with the rules of law in killing him. But at the same time, also taking the word of his father so seriously, which could have been very well settled. Even curses are taken back. So in this case, his father is asking him to go to exile on the insistence of his wife. And that, as Kaushalya Mataji is saying, could have been settled by enthroning Bharat, and he's still being remaining. So what was the real reason to say that I must fulfill it?
Right, it's a beautiful question, Prabhat Prabhu. We don't have time, but I'm going to give a couple of principles. Then we'll take it offline and discuss. Monday, anyway, we have scheduled call, right?
Right.
So
right.
I'll discuss in very detail about this. That the principle is Ramayana happened in Treta Yuga. Okay, so every yuga has a prescribed process of realization. For Treta Yuga, it is a sacrifice. Yes, sacrifice means it's a fire sacrifice is one thing. And also the spirit of sacrifice. Spirit of sacrifice means sacrificing our comfort, sacrificing our privilege, sacrificing our wealth for the higher cause. That is also considered to be one of the sacrifices recommended for the yuga. So Lord Ram sacrificed his comfort, sacrificed his status and things like that for the higher cause of upholding his father's promise. So if you see from that point of view, many things will make sense in Ramayana. So that's the principle number one. Okay. I will elaborate this Monday, but for you to just contemplate on. Okay. Then I'll touch upon this because you brought it up. So Lord killed Wali hiding behind. So it's acting unfair because Wali was unfair to his brother. But Lord never was unfair to Wali. Absolutely not. Because Wali asked this question, you acted immorally. Lord Ram, I heard about your glories. You are very most virtuous person on the planet. How can you just kill me hiding behind the tree? Wali asked this question and beautiful narration. And Lord Ram convinced Wali. So he said that these are the two things that he said, of course. He said, say, I am from King Ishwaku dynasty. Ishwaku is my forefather. We are in the Ishwaku dynasty. So we will uphold the truth all the time, not selectively, not according to my convenience or something. We uphold the truth all the time. So according to Shastras, anyone who kidnaps another man's wife deserves to be killed or deserve to be punished. Since I am from Ishwaku's dynasty, I am responsible to punish you. Even though I am in the forest, I'm exiled. I'm in exile, but still it's my responsibility because of my dynasty. So that's the first thing. I'm giving a shorter one. Second is, as a Kshatriya, we have right to kill animals in the forest. So the second reason. So he gave, but he gave in a very elaborate way. And Wali understood the reason behind Ram's killing and surrendered to Lord Ram. In fact, Wali called Sugriva and asked for forgiveness from him. And he requested Lord Ram to give protection to my son Angata. So don't show the enmity towards my son. Lord Ram said, I will take care of everything. So anyway, so these are the some quick thoughts, Prabhat Prabhu, in the interest of time.
Okay, thank you, bro.
No problem. So we'll with that we'll stop here, and we have a quick announcement. I think Veena Mataji would like to give announcement, right, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. I'll just take 1-2 minutes.
Yes,
Hare Krishna, everyone. Prabhu, wonderful class on the significance of Lord Rama and the stories. So with that, we would like to invite you all to the Diwali festival, which is next Saturday. So we won't be having the class next Saturday. Instead, we would like you all to join the program. It starts at 3:30 and goes till 8 o'clock. We have wonderful presentations by the kids and teens. They all are performing skit, and then we have sloka recitations. And we have a special class by His Grace Baldev Prabhu, 6:30 to 7:30. And we'll also have ghee lamp offering. So we request you all to join our program tomorrow, next Saturday. And following that, we have Govardhan Puja, which is Sunday, next Sunday, November 15th. It will be a hybrid program. There'll be both online and in-temple program. So it will start at 3:30 and goes till 8 o'clock online. And after that, there will be in-temple, where everyone is invited to come and take darshan of the deities and Govardhan Hill. We'll have a miniature Govardhan, and we can circumambulate the hill. And also there will be to-go prasadam. The only thing is, because it's COVID, we request you all to RSVP to the event. And if you all visit our website, you can RSVP there.
Yeah, Mataji, I want to wonderful announcement. One more thing I want to add: we devotees who are in South, they cannot drive 1 hour to come to the temple, even RSVP. So we, our dear Neeraj Prabhu and Pushpanjali Mataji, they are going to have a miniature small Govardhan on South also in Radha Vilas at Prabhu's and Mataji's house. So devotees can go and do circumambulation there and collect prasadam from there also. So that is South for devotees. Neeraj Prabhu, you have to say something, Prabhuji?
No, Prabhuji, you covered it 100%. I don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Thank you.
Neeraj Prabhu, what do we need to send you an RSVP for this?
Yes, and we can take it offline. Amit Prabhu.
Sounds good. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Veena Mataji, anything else?
Also, there is a wonderful class by His Holiness Swami Maharaj. So request devotees to attend. And also the special Aarti and the circumambulation, everything will be live telecast. So even though South Austin devotees can't come so far, but they can definitely be online and watch all the programs. So
Excellent.
thank you.
Thank you very much, Veena Mataji. Nice announcement. Thank you, Matajis and Prabhus and kids for joining the class today. Looking forward to your association next week for Diwali celebration. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful class.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Namit Prabhu. Naveen Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna,
so much.
Prabhu. Very, very nice class.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare